Alright people, here we go. It's time for my Netduma R1 gaming router review. Now I'm not going to do what all the other reviewers did and show you all the features and tell you how it works and all that jazz. Because if you're watching this video, then you likely already know the main purpose of the router and basically what it does. But if you are completely new and have no idea what Netduma is or what the R1 is, then I'll leave some links in the description for you to check out yourself, and I advise you to do that. So while trying to come up with exactly how I wanted to do this review, I decided that I would see if anyone had any questions about the R1, and I figured I could answer those questions and it would help give you all an idea of how this router performs, what it does and doesn't do, and all those sorts of things. So I asked a few of my gaming friends what they wanted to know, and a bunch of questions poured in. So I'm just going to go through them each one by one and answer them the best I can, and while doing so, you should be able to get a good understanding of how I feel and what I think about this product. Thus my review. So let's get started. Does it work as advertised? Well, the slogan of this product is dominate lag. So with the amount of control it gives you, you're able to control whether or not you're placed into laggy lobbies, and it does that very well. So yes, it does work as advertised. Now this doesn't mean that it will never put you into a laggy lobby, because some servers are bad even with good ping, but the amount of lag is drastically reduced. Does it make your ping faster? No, your ping is your ping, and the only thing that can change that is going with a different package with your internet service provider. This router gives you the tools to prevent you from being matched with hosts that have bad ping, and the tools to ensure that you'll always get matched with good hosts that have good ping. So, good ping to the host is essential for a lag-free and smooth gaming environment. Is there a noticeable decrease in lag? The simple answer is yes. You may not notice it at first, but if you play a few games with the geo filter on and then play a few games with it off, you'll definitely see a massive difference. I played several games with my filter on and they were all generally smooth and playable, and then I took my filter off to see what would happen, and I was immediately matched with a host in Mexico, and I was seeing ping spikes above 200 milliseconds. And this game was extremely laggy, and it was a quick reminder of what the game felt like to play before I had this router. What are the advantages to having this router? Well, the advantages is the control over your own network and the ability to avoid being matched up with hosts that have bad ping. It's really just the most user-friendly way to optimize your home network for the best possible gaming environment. Who would benefit from this router? Basically anyone who plays online games would benefit from this router, whether you're on console or PC. If you're the type of player though who already has a high KD and you didn't get it by kill whoring or just being a camper in a corner, then you probably won't benefit as much from this router, because you're likely one of the lucky ones who naturally gets put into lobbies with great ping most of the time anyway. So if you're already getting put into good lobbies, buying a device that helps you get put into good lobbies is not really, it's kind of pointless. Does it decrease your time to kill? In a technical sense, no, because time to kill is a fixed number programmed into the game. However, the time to kill does seem a lot faster when the ping is faster. So keep in mind that ping is the root of lag, and the slower the ping is, the more lag there is, and this is what causes things like shooting guys with a whole clip just to kill them, or being dropped by a ton of bricks by seemingly one magic bullet. So being able to get into lobbies with fast ping on a consistent basis means that these things happen far less frequently. Does it take longer to find lobbies? This is highly dependent on how big your filter is. The smaller you have it, the more difficult it will be to find lobbies, but I generally have my filter set to around 1,000 kilometers, and finding lobbies is pretty quick. Pretty much as quick as it was before I had this router. There's the odd time here and there where it takes a little while, but backing out and trying again usually does the trick. Has my KD improved since using it? The simple answer is yes. My KD has gone up, however it's not as drastic as I was hoping. There are factors that I'm still working out that may be attributed to this. For example, I keep getting games that are hosted by a dedicated server in New York or New Jersey area, and they really aren't that great, possibly due to high traffic, I don't know. But once I filter out these hosts and start finding great hosts on a more consistent basis, then I'm confident that I'll see a bigger increase in my own stats. Does it feel like playing on LAN? Well, yes and no. All of the stars have to align in order for this to work. This means you have to find a host with amazingly low ping, and everyone else who joins that lobby also has to have very low ping. I have had a few games like this, and they felt amazing. Like I said though, I'm still in the process of finding my sweet spot and filtering out the hosts that I don't like. Does it reduce rage? Yes it does. I have only rage quitted one game since I got this router, and that's because I turned my geo filter off and to see what kind of host I would get. And that's the one where it immediately put me into a game that was hosted from Mexico. The ping was about 150 milliseconds, but it was spiking above 200 quite often, and it was laggy as hell. And it was just an immediate reminder of what the game felt like before I had this router. So I backed out of that game after being turned on and quickscoped by a Morse sniper that I was unloading a KF5 into. But I don't get turned on anymore, and I find I'm able to turn on others with more success than I've ever had before. And I even find I'm doing more damage and winning more handicap gunfights, like 2-on-1s and stuff. So it's weird though, because I'm so used to playing with lag that not having it is actually takes some getting used to. I'm surviving encounters that I feel like I should have died in, which is kind of weird. How does this stack up against other routers? Personally, this is my third router. The other ones I had were supposed to help with online gaming with things like quality of service and port forwarding. This router has all of those things that any other router has, plus several unique and highly beneficial features, most notably the geo filter and the anti-flood feature. Is it worth the price? Yes, I would say totally. Routers range from anywhere from $30 to $300, maybe more, I don't know, but I've seen them up to 300 bucks. So at around 200, this router is definitely worth its price tag in my opinion. Even just as a general router, the amount of control it gives you over the devices in your home is something that trumps what other devices can do. There's no antennas on it, but the Wi-Fi works like a charm throughout my house, and all my devices connect fine, and as of now, there's nothing that I have noticed that my previous $150 router could do that this can't do and do better. Is it a hassle to use? I find this to be a subjective question, because it depends on the person what they would classify as a hassle. But to me, it's not a hassle because I always have my computer on beside me while I'm gaming anyway. Because in order to get the full benefit of this router, you need to have the software open on your PC while you play. It might feel like a hassle at first, but it really isn't anything to fret about in my opinion. Now, if you have your PC and you're gaming in separate rooms, then you may have an issue, because this product works best when you can monitor what's going on while you're gaming. That's just something you'll have to consider and think about before actually purchasing the device. Is it able to find games outside the geo filter? Yes, if you turn strict mode off, it allows the router to find games outside your geo filter if it was having trouble finding games within it. There's also a feature called Ping Assist, which can also locate games outside of your filter as well. Does it work on older Call of Duty games? Indeed it does. I played a few matches of Ghosts, which had amazing hit detection. I also popped in some old school World at War on the PS3, which also had amazing hit detection. I didn't do too great, but I did lead my lobby in points, and a few of the games that I played, despite the fact, that I kept pressing the triggers to shoot instead of the bumpers. But after that, I popped this in Black Ops 2, and again was having several games with great hit detection. It just feels really, really good when people actually die when you shoot them, for real. Does it work on other games? So far, the games I have used this on are Advanced Warfare, Ghosts, World at War, Black Ops 2, Need for Speed Rivals, and Destiny. And it seems to me that it works on all of them. So as long as your geo filter is activated, it won't find a host that's outside of its range. An interesting thing I found about Destiny though is that its P2P matchmaking is different than most other FPS games. In Destiny, everyone is actually their own host, and they all just kind of connect together within the match. In the geo filter, you can tell who or where the host is because it's always the biggest circle on the map. So when I played P2P Destiny, everyone in the lobby had a big circle, so I asked Ian, who's one of the Netduma devs, and he confirmed that every player is a host. That's just an interesting fact about Destiny's multiplayer that I thought you'd all like to know. Do I recommend this product? As I mentioned earlier, I would recommend this product to anyone who plays online games as a regular hobby. I would recommend it to anyone who is plagued by lag on a consistent basis. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to have more control over their home network and ultimately have more control over their own online gaming environment. Does it make your dick bigger? Well, No, but in a sense it might seem like it. This device is surprisingly small, and I would say that if you were to size your manhood up next to this tiny device, it could possibly make you look bigger than you really are. Things always appear bigger when they're next to something that's significantly smaller. That was a weird question, but I don't like to leave anyone out. Just saying. So, after all of that, I have to be blatantly honest. I feel like this is an excellent device for any gamer, or even anyone who wants more control over their home network. I think the features it offers justifies its price tag when compared to other routers on the market, and the device does work as advertised. My only problem with the whole thing is that my own personal stats and gameplays haven't really improved a whole lot, but I believe that is at the fault of my own and not the router itself. I did see an improvement in the quality of my games from a lag standpoint, but the difference wasn't enough for me to actually be able to perform better. I'm optimistic though, because just over the course of a week I have noticed that filtering out certain bad hosts and playing around with the range of my geo filter has given me better results here and there, so I strongly feel that this is the type of device that takes some time before I'll really start to benefit from it. I also got to keep in mind that the guys at Netduma are always working hard with the community to come up with new features to implement into the router with firmware updates and things like that, so it's only going to get better over time. So in my pre-review video, if you watch that, I said I was going to show before and after shots of my KD graphs, but they don't really do a good job explaining because it only shows my last 5 games of each night basically. I have been getting a lot more higher KD games since I got the router, and you can see here that my KD actually did increase since I got the router. Not by much, but it's still something. And my win-loss ratio has also increased. Most likely primarily due to the fact that I don't rage quit out of games anymore, which I used to do quite often, seeing as they were pretty much unplayable, and those automatically count as a loss. And here's one more shot just a couple hours later. My KD is still the same, but my win-loss got bumped up a couple more points. So like I said, I think it's just a slow journey, and things will get better as time goes on. So that's it. I really don't have much more to say about it. It doesn't fix the game completely. There are still issues aside from lag that need to be addressed, like camping, head glitching, overpowered weapons. These types of things will piss people off no matter how smooth the connection is. One thing I'm starting to see though is that the game engine itself is kind of laggy. If you're a fan of Drifter, he's talked about it before, how the engine is tied to the frames per second and it causes the game engine to lag in subtle ways. But anyways, I'm wrapping this vid up just like a nice little present that I hope you all enjoyed. I will declare that I have no business affiliation or partnerships of any sorts with Netduma, so everything I said in this video is my own thoughts and opinions, and I was as open and honest as I could be about it. On one final note, I just want to quickly thank you all for the love and support on my channel. I recently hit 2,000 subscribers, yay! And it feels pretty damn good to know people are digging my shit. So if you have any questions about anything I mentioned in the video or anything else at all, you can leave me a comment below or hit me up on Twitter @VileSelf. I want to thank you guys for watching. Until next time, villains, peace.